Today we're going to be looking at what ecology is and introducing our next unit. First, we're also going to look at what makes a living organism and a non-living organism. To begin, we're going to look at what the definition of ecology is.
What is ecology? A study of organisms and their interactions with each other and their environment. Looks at biotic and abiotic factors.
So we've seen what ecology is, but we need to understand what a biotic and abiotic factor are. They constantly affect each other in many different ways, and we are also affected by them in lots of ways. Us as a biotic factor oftentimes choose what we want to wear. That's pretty much dependent on the weather. An abiotic factor, temperature, sunlight, rainfall, etc. Biotic factors also depend on each other. This bush would be considered a biotic factor, and it's affected by snails wanting to eat and consume it. Snails move towards the bush and go for it. But me using these words of biotic and abiotic factors, yeah, they're considered alive, but what makes something alive or not alive? We're first going to look and see what are the 5 characteristics of biotic factors, so that way we can be able to classify them fully.
What is a biotic factor? A biotic factor is living that possesses all 5 qualities of life. 5 qualities made of cells. All organisms are made up of one or more cells, such as plants, human brains, and other such. Some, like bacteria, are considered to be only single-celled organisms. Obtain and use energy. All organisms need to be able to obtain energy in a variety of different ways in order to survive and reproduce and continue living. Many organisms will eat their food or actively hunting, while plants can get their energy from the sunlight. Respond to environment. All organisms need to be able to respond to their environment in some way or for another. For example, this octopus blends into a rock to hide from predators. Other such examples would be gazelles outrunning lions, as well as camouflage. Reproduce. All organisms reproduce in a variety of manners. Plants will use seeds and pollen, whereas some animals, like mammals, will give live birth, like this panda. The glowing figure is a baby panda that has just been born. Grow and develop. All organisms grow and develop in some form or another. For humans, we start as a baby, to a child, to teenager, to adult. Organisms have a very similar process, as another example is the eggs and tadpoles of a frog.
Now that we have an idea of what a biotic factor is, we now have to look at the other side of the spectrum of how we define an abiotic factor. It can be kind of tricky, but as long as you keep in the keyword any, you won't forget. You'll be able to thus distinguish why this tennis ball is considered non-living.
What is an abiotic factor? An abiotic factor is an organism that lacks any of the 5 qualities of life. For example, rainfall, sunlight, and soil.
Your goal tonight is going to be come to class tomorrow with some more examples of biotic and abiotic factors. The cleverer the better if you can. Please don't use any of the examples that I used today, as I want to see what you can bring in. Thanks. Have a good evening.